Governor Ron DeSantis said he has sent the National Guard to the airports to screen passengers and enforce the 14-day self-quarantine for everyone coming from the New York area.
But we discovered it is still not happening like the governor has ordered.
Right now, New York has more than 30,000 cases of COVID-19, which is nearly 19 times more than Florida. News 6's Eric Von Aken is back at OIA for a third day in a row to investigate. And Eric, passengers still aren't being screened.
No screening, Julie, and no enforcement here from what we could see, although we have to say today is more organized than what we saw here yesterday. Today, the National Guard was at the airport, and today passengers did have to hand in their health department forms listing their contact information and where they're staying. Yesterday, they did not, and we watched as some passengers, confused, walked out the door with their forms. Today, the health department made sure every arriving passenger on this flight from New York filled out the form and left it behind. But we saw no health screenings for a second day in a row, despite the governor requiring them in his executive order.
That was it. I just walked away.
And this passenger from New York wonders, how will the health department enforce the governor's mandatory 14-day self-quarantine?
If they're not enforcing it, I guess I'll just go home. I don't know.
My sense is most people will want to self-isolate. I think they want to listen to directives, but in case they don't, we're going to have an ability to deal with it.
The governor never clarified what that ability to enforce is, even when I tried to ask him.
Governor, thank you, guys. We'll see you later.
Governor, it's not working at the airport. Can we ask you one more about the airport? They're all over the place, sir, frankly. People were walking off the planes and weren't being screened. How do you enforce it at the airport, sir? As you saw, the governor just continued walking away, so we will keep asking. The governor, despite his executive order, seems frustrated that planes continue to come here to OIA, possibly, as he says, bringing coronavirus here to Florida and specifically Central Florida. In fact, we're hearing stories from flight attendants of passengers booking tickets from New York to Boston and then to Florida to get around the quarantine. We'll get into that when I see you again coming up at 5. But for now, live at the airport, Eric Von Aken getting Results News 6.